Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, stretch out your arms, and before your feet even touch the floor, you already feel it. That stiffness deep in your knees, that tight ache in your fingers, or that dull throb in your hips. Many seniors shrug and say, "Well, I'm getting old. Of course my joints hurt." But here's the truth. Aging alone is not the full story. Yes, time plays a role, but there are hidden reasons, often overlooked, that quietly push your joints into pain day after day. And the worst part? Most doctors don't bring them up during your visits. They talk about arthritis, maybe prescribe a pill, and send you home. But what about the everyday triggers no one warns you about? That's exactly what we'll uncover here. Think of your joints like the hinges on a door. If those hinges start squeaking, it's not just because the house is old. It might be because dust has built up, or moisture has rusted the metal, or someone keeps slamming the door too hard. The same goes for your body. Stiffness and pain are not always the result of the calendar turning another year. They often come from hidden habits, foods, and lifestyle choices that slowly, silently chip away at your mobility. If you've ever wondered why your arthritis medication doesn't fully help, or why the pain seems worse some weeks than others, it's time to look beyond just aging. Here's the hook. Imagine easing your joint pain without adding another pill to your cabinet. Imagine discovering small, overlooked causes that once corrected actually make moving easier again. That's the hope hidden inside today's video. We're going to reveal 6 surprising reasons your joints ache, reasons your doctor may not have mentioned, and give you simple steps to take back comfort and freedom. Now, before we dive into the first hidden cause, let's talk about why so many seniors are left in the dark. Doctors are trained to treat disease, not always to look at lifestyle details. They have limited time and appointments, and often they assume patients won't change habits anyway. So, you walk away with a label like arthritis or degenerative joint disease, maybe a prescription, but without the full picture of why your joints are really screaming. That missing information is where hidden causes hide. Think about mornings again. You might wake up feeling stiff, then notice the pain loosens a little as you move. That's your body telling you something. It's not only age. It could be what you ate last night. It could be dehydration. It could even be the way you sleep. When seniors dismiss these clues as normal aging, they miss the chance to correct small things that make a huge difference. Let me give you an example. A senior gentleman once told me his hands felt stiff every single morning, so he just accepted it as age. But when we looked closer, he had a habit of drinking diet soda in the evening, something he never thought had anything to do with his joints. After cutting back, his morning stiffness eased dramatically. It wasn't magic. It wasn't cure-all medicine. It was simply that one hidden trigger was fueling inflammation he didn't realize. That's why this conversation matters. It's about giving you back some control. Pain makes you feel powerless, like your body has turned against you. But often, with the right knowledge, you can spot what's worsening your joints and change it. Aging might be unavoidable, but suffering every day is not. So as we start this journey together, keep this mindset. Don't just accept every ache as normal. Ask questions, be curious, and be open to the idea that the smallest habit, what you drink before bed, the shoes you wear, even the position you sit in, could be a hidden reason your knees, hips, or shoulders ache more than they should. In the next section, we'll dive into the first hidden cause, one you probably never connect to your joints, but that fuels stiffness and swelling like pouring gasoline on a fire. And once you recognize it, you'll start to see your pain in a whole new light. Picture this. You sit down for dinner, enjoy a slice of white bread, maybe some fried chicken, and later treat yourself to a sweet dessert. Nothing unusual, right? But here's the hidden truth. Some of the very foods seniors eat every day quietly fuel inflammation in the joints. It's not always obvious, because you don't feel the pain the moment you take a bite. Instead, these foods trigger tiny sparks of irritation in the body, and over time, those sparks build into a fire that makes your knees, hips, or fingers ache far more than they should. The hook is this. Many seniors are fighting their own pantry without realizing it. You might be avoiding heavy lifting, you might be taking your arthritis pill faithfully, But the real culprit behind your pain could be sitting on your dinner plate. Doctors rarely go into detail about this because nutrition isn't always their focus. But if you don't know what foods are quietly stiffening your joints, you'll keep wondering why the pain won't go away. Let's talk about the biggest offenders. Processed sugars. Cookies, cakes, candy, even that innocent-looking can of soda are like fuel for joint inflammation. Sugar raises insulin, which in turn stirs up inflammation throughout the body. And joints are often the first place you feel it. Seniors who eat dessert regularly may notice they wake up stiffer or find their knees ache more after even light activity. It's not just age, it's sugar acting like sandpaper inside the body. Another hidden trigger? Refined carbs like white bread, pasta, or crackers. These break down quickly into sugar, spiking your blood sugar levels just like candy does. That roller coaster of sugar and insulin keeps your body in a low-grade state of inflammation. Many seniors blame their aching joints on yesterday's gardening, but in reality, last night's spaghetti dinner may have played a role too. And let's not forget processed meats, sausages, bacon, deli slices. These often contain preservatives like nitrates, which the body sees as toxins. Your immune system reacts, inflammation rises, and once again your joints pay the price. Combine processed meats with sugary drinks or refined bread, and you've created the perfect storm for joint pain. Here's a story that brings it to life. A retired teacher once told me she thought her arthritis was out of control. Every week she needed stronger pain relief, but when she cut back on nightly desserts and switched from white bread to whole grains, her pain started easing within weeks. The joints didn't magically heal, but the constant irritation simmered down. Her body finally got a break. Now, I'm not here to say you should never enjoy a treat again. Life after 60 should still include joy at the dinner table. The key is awareness. If you notice your stiffness is worse after certain meals, pay attention. Keep a simple food journal for a week. Jot down what you eat and how your joints feel the next morning. You might be surprised by the pattern. Many seniors find that just reducing processed sugars, cutting back on white carbs, and swapping deli meats for fresh protein makes a noticeable difference in how they move. And here's the good news. Every positive change counts. You don't need to be perfect. Swap soda for water with lemon. Replace white bread with whole grain toast. Trade bacon for salmon or chicken. These little swaps reduce the daily sparks of inflammation, giving your joints a chance to calm down. The bottom line? If joint pain feels worse than it should, don't just blame the years. Look at your plate. Some of the most common comfort foods are secretly fueling the fire. Once you spot them, you gain power over your pain. And in the next section, we'll explore another hidden cause, one that has nothing to do with food, but everything to do with the way you move or don't move each day. This one surprises almost every senior I talk to. Here's something most seniors don't expect. Your thoughts and worries can turn into joint pain. Yes, stress, the kind that weighs on your mind, has a sneaky way of showing up in your body, especially in your joints. Many people think stress only affects blood pressure or sleep, but in reality, it can quietly fuel inflammation and stiffness, making arthritis and other joint issues feel twice as bad. The hook here is this: your joints can feel your emotions. If you've been carrying heavy worries, your knees, hips, and shoulders might be carrying them too. Doctors don't often talk about this connection, yet countless seniors notice their pain flares up during stressful weeks. Here's how it works in plain terms. When you're stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol. A little cortisol is normal, but constant stress keeps levels high. And high cortisol acts like an alarm bell for inflammation. That inflammation doesn't just float around, it often targets weak spots, like joints that already have arthritis or wear and tear. The result? Pain feels sharper, stiffness lasts longer, and recovery takes more time. Think back on your own life. Have you ever noticed that during periods of family tension, money worries, or health scares, your body seems heavier, your joints more stubborn? That's not your imagination. Stress is adding fuel to the fire. And stress doesn't just stir up chemistry inside you, it also changes how you move. When people feel anxious, they tend to tense up their muscles. Shoulders hunch, jaws tighten, backs stiffen. Over time, that constant muscle tension pulls on the joints, creating more pain. It's like driving a car with the brakes slightly pressed all the time. Eventually, something wears out faster than it should. I once spoke with a woman in her 70s who complained that her arthritis felt out of control every winter. At first, she blamed the cold, but after looking closer, we realized her worst flare-ups happened not just with the weather, but when she was caring for her sick husband. The stress of being a caregiver weighed on her, and her body responded with pain. Once she began practicing relaxation techniques, deep breathing, light stretching, even listening to calming music before bed, her joint pain lessened, even though the arthritis itself hadn't gone away. The lesson is clear. While you can't erase all stress from life, you can choose how your body handles it. Simple habits make a difference. Daily walks outdoors lower stress hormones. Gentle yoga or Tai Chi combines movement with relaxation, easing both body and mind. Even short moments of deep breathing throughout the day help calm the nervous system, giving your joints a break from the constant alarm signals. And here's the surprising part. Laughter and joy are medicine too. Studies show that positive emotions reduce inflammation, while negativity and worry keep it alive. For seniors, this means that finding small daily joys, a chat with a friend, time in the garden, a favorite hobby, isn't just nice. It's joint protection. So the next time your pain feels worse, ask yourself, what's been on my mind lately? Don't overlook stress as a hidden trigger. Your joints are connected not only to your muscles and bones, but also to your emotions. Freeing your mind can free your body. In the next section, we'll move to another overlooked cause, one that hides in plain sight. It's not about what you eat or how you sleep. It's about something as simple as what's on your feet. The wrong shoes can silently sabotage your joints every single day. Let's start with something most seniors overlook. Your shoes. Yes, the simple pair you slip on every morning could be making your joint pain worse without you realizing it. The hook is clear. Every step you take either protects your joints or punishes them. Think about it. Your feet are the foundation of your body. If the foundation is off, everything above it suffers. Shoes that are too flat, too worn out, gasau, or without proper support force your ankles, knees, and hips to work harder just to keep you steady. Over time, that stress adds up, leaving joints sore and inflamed. Many seniors blame their knees for the pain when, in fact, the problem started at their feet. Flat slippers, thin sandals, or old sneakers that have lost their cushion are common culprits. They don't absorb shock, so every step sends the full impact up into your joints. Imagine walking across a concrete floor with no padding under your feet. The body takes the beating, and your knees feel it first. I once met a gentleman who swore his arthritis medication had stopped working, but after we looked at his daily routine, the issue became clear. He wore the same pair of slippers all day, both inside and outside the house. They were completely flat, no support at all. Once he switched to cushioned shoes with proper arch support, his knee pain eased by half within weeks. It wasn't a miracle drug, it was just fixing the foundation. Posture ties into this too. If you stand hunched or put more weight on one side of the body, you're quietly overloading certain joints. Years of poor posture add up, leaving hips uneven and knees strained. It's not always arthritis getting worse. Sometimes it's simply gravity working harder on a crooked frame. The fix? Gentle posture awareness. Stand tall, balance your weight evenly, and don't be afraid to use supportive shoes or orthotic inserts. Now let's shift to the final hidden cause, dehydration and missing nutrients. Seniors often don't drink enough water. You might think, I'm not thirsty, so I don't need much. But joints rely on fluid to stay cushioned, just like hinges need oil. Without enough water, joint fluid thickens, movement feels stiff, and pain sets in faster. That morning stiffness many seniors complain about? Often it's the body's way of saying, I'm dry. And it's not just water. Joints also need nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and collagen. Yet many seniors' diets are missing these essentials. Omega-3s, found in fish like salmon or in flax seeds, help calm inflammation. Vitamin D supports bone and joint strength, but deficiency is incredibly common after 60, especially for those who spend less time outdoors. And collagen, the protein that cushions joints, naturally declines with age. Without enough of these building blocks, joints struggle to repair and protect themselves. Here's a real-life example. A woman in her late 60s told me her hands ached constantly, making even simple tasks like opening jars painful. She assumed it was just arthritis forever. But when she began drinking more water, adding salmon to her weekly meals, and taking a vitamin D supplement recommended by her doctor, her pain lessened. It didn't vanish, but her joints finally had the support they needed. The bottom line? Joint pain isn't always about wear and tear. Sometimes it's about what's missing, both under your feet and inside your body. Supportive shoes, good posture, enough hydration, and the right nutrients all act as hidden protectors. Ignore them, and pain lingers. Pay attention, and mobility improves. So now we've uncovered 6 hidden causes of joint pain doctors rarely mention. Foods that fuel inflammation, lack of movement, sleep positions, stress, poor shoes and posture, and missing hydration and nutrients. Each one may sound small, but together they add up. The good news is that you don't need expensive treatments to address them. Small daily changes, swapping foods, moving gently, sleeping smarter, managing stress, wearing supportive shoes, and staying hydrated can create powerful relief. And remember, aging may be inevitable, but losing comfort and independence doesn't have to be. By uncovering these hidden causes, you take back some control. You give your joints a fighting chance to support you for many more years of living, moving, and enjoying life. Here's something many seniors find hard to believe. Not moving enough can actually make joint pain worse. When pain strikes, the natural instinct is to sit, rest, and avoid movement. After all, why would you want to move something that already hurts? But here's the hidden truth. When joints don't move, they stiffen, weaken, and lose the very lubrication that keeps them working smoothly. Imagine leaving a bicycle outside for months without riding it. The chain rusts, the wheels get stiff, and it takes twice as much effort to move again. That's exactly what happens to your joints when you don't keep them active. The hook here is simple but powerful. Rest is not always the best medicine. Too much sitting can quietly turn joint pain into a long-term companion. Doctors may tell you to take it easy, but rarely do they explain that too much rest is like locking up your joints and throwing away the key. Seniors often assume their pain is inevitable aging, when in fact, it's partly the body reacting to inactivity. Think about your daily routine. Do you sit for hours in front of the TV? Do you skip walks because your knees already hurt? Do you spend more time resting than moving? These habits slowly weaken the muscles that support your joints. And when muscles weaken, the joints carry all the pressure themselves. Like a house losing its pillars, leaving the roof to sag under its own weight. The result? More pain, not less. Now, here's the other side of the coin. The wrong kind of movement can be just as damaging. Some seniors determined to stay active push their joints with exercises that are too harsh. Jogging on hard pavement, heavy lifting without guidance, or sudden bursts of activity after weeks of sitting can all leave joints screaming. It's not about moving more, it's about moving wisely. Low-impact exercises like swimming, cycling, and gentle stretching actually protect your joints, keeping them flexible and lubricated. Meanwhile, punishing workouts only speed up wear and tear. I remember one gentleman who insisted on jogging 3 miles every morning, even after his knees started swelling. He believed stopping would mean giving up, but his body was sending signals that he was ignoring. Once he switched to swimming and light resistance training, the swelling reduced and his pain eased. The lesson? Activity is good, but not all activity is created equal. And here's something surprising. Even how you sit and stand affects joint pain. Crossing your legs for long periods, slouching in soft couches, or standing with your weight unevenly distributed can quietly strain your hips, knees, and back. Over time, those tiny misalignments lead to big discomfort. Seniors often chalk it up to arthritis acting up, But posture and daily movement patterns are hidden culprits. The good news? You don't need an expensive gym or complicated routines. Start small. Gentle stretching each morning, a 20-minute walk, or light chair exercises can bring life back into stiff joints. Think of movement as oil for the hinges. The more consistently you move, the smoother those hinges become. And don't underestimate posture. Sitting tall, keeping both feet flat, and avoiding long hours in the same position all reduce unnecessary stress on your joints. So here's the bottom line. Joints are made to move. Too little movement starves them, while the wrong kind breaks them down. The secret is steady, gentle, consistent motion, the kind that strengthens muscles and keeps joints flexible without grinding them down. It's about balance, not extremes. In the next section, we'll uncover another hidden cause of joint pain, one that sneaks in while you're doing nothing at all. It happens at night, while you're fast asleep. Most seniors never consider this, yet it can quietly stiffen your joints before the sun even rises. Here's a surprising truth. The hours you spend asleep can actually decide how your joints feel the next day. Many seniors wake up stiff, achy, and sore, and they assume it's simply because they're getting older. But the hidden cause often lies in the way they sleep, the mattress they use, or the small habits they don't even realize are affecting their joints while they rest. The hook is simple. Your nights are shaping your days. If you're waking up in pain, it's not just the passage of time. It could be your sleeping position quietly straining your joints for hours at a stretch. Let's start with sleeping position. Side sleeping can be comfortable, but if you don't support your knees with a pillow, your hips twist and pull on the lower back. Stomach sleeping? That's even tougher on the neck and spine, forcing joints into unnatural angles. Even back sleeping, often called the healthiest, can lead to pain if your mattress sags or your pillow isn't right. The joints don't complain while you're asleep, but they let you know in the morning with stiffness and soreness. Then there's the mattress itself. Many seniors hold on to mattresses for decades, thinking it's no big deal. But an old mattress that sags in the middle puts the body out of alignment all night long. Imagine standing with your knees bent slightly for 7 hours. Of course, you'd wake up stiff. That's what happens when your mattress doesn't support you properly. Pillows are another hidden factor. Too high, too flat, or too soft, and they change the angle of your neck and shoulders, leading to tension that spreads to other joints. Sometimes, just adjusting pillow height can ease morning stiffness more effectively than pain cream. And don't forget the small nighttime habits. Falling asleep in a recliner, scrolling on your phone in awkward positions before bed, or even drinking too little water before sleep can make joints worse. Dehydration thickens joint fluid, so your lubrication system doesn't work as well. That's why many seniors wake up feeling like the Tin Man before he got his oil can. I once met a retired nurse who swore her arthritis was getting worse by the month. But when we looked closer, she had been sleeping on the same sagging mattress for 18 years and often fell asleep in her recliner. After investing in a supportive mattress and using a pillow between her knees, her morning stiffness dropped dramatically. It wasn't magic. It was simply removing hidden nighttime stress. The good news is, you don't need to spend thousands to sleep joint-friendly. Even small adjustments make a difference. Add a pillow between your knees if you sleep on your side. Place a rolled-up towel under your lower back if you sleep on your back. Replace a pillow that's too high with one that keeps your neck straight. And if your mattress is older than a teenager, consider at least adding a firm topper for support. So, when joint pain greets you every morning, don't just sigh and say, "I'm old." Look at your nights. Hours of poor sleep posture can undo the best diet and exercise habits. Correct them, and mornings can feel far less punishing. And speaking of nights, let's move to another hidden cause. This one isn't about mattresses or pillows. It's about something more silent, but just as destructive. Stress. Emotional tension can quietly trigger joint pain, even when you're doing everything else right. We'll uncover how in the next section.